Hi everyone, my name is Greg Bush. I'm going to talk to you today about the red herring logical fallacy. So the red herring logical fallacy is when a question is asked and you don't want to answer it. So you introduce an irrelevant topic that's supposed to capture the attention of the person who asked you the question, and then they'll take their focus off the original question that was asked into what you put in there because you don't know how to answer it or you don't want to answer it. So a simple example could be my wife telling me to do the dishes. She comes home from work, dishes aren't done. Greg, why don't you do the dishes? How's your day at work? Now, I do care about how her day was, but the original question was, why didn't you do the dishes? So I'm trying to get her to focus on how her day was so she doesn't yell at me, which is a good thing, you know. So I want to talk to you about how the red herring fallacy is used in politics, how children use it, and how it's used in relationships. So in political debates, campaigns, interviews, you see it all the time. A candidate gets asked a question, they don't want to answer it, they bring in something new. An example could be getting asked about immigration laws. What are your views? The response comes out, immigration is very important to me, but the real topic we need to talk about are weapons of mass destruction in the hands of wrong people. Now, that's very important. Weapons of mass destruction are real bad, but the topic that needs to be addressed is the one that she or he asked you about, is immigration. So you can use being able to understand and recognize red herring in debates, interviews, elections. You can see which candidate addresses the issues in front of them, which ones that'll push them to the side if they don't want to answer it. So you can use that to kind of help you when you're voting. The next topic we'll talk about is how children use it. I have a young daughter, and when she's old enough to understand what the red herring technique is, I'm gonna make sure she knows what she's doing. I want kids to be critical thinkers, not the type of kid that can address is real good at making you refocus their attention on something else. Simple example in sports. They lose a game because their free throws, they didn't make their free throws. So after the game, you ask them, you think you lost the game because you didn't make your free throws? Well, actually, our coach is real bad. That's why we lost. Well, do you think you should work on your free throws? Well, I think we should get a new coach. Well, he's trying to divert the attention away from how bad their free throw shooting was and blame it on someone else. That's not what you want. You want your kids to address the issues at hand. Be critical thinkers. Think on their feet. Um, and overall, they'll be a better person for it. They'll be able to talk to people better and better overall communication skills. With that, we'll talk about the last topic, which is using red herring in relationships. Part of being married, you argue, you fight. It happens. Everybody has differences and everyone butts heads. If you can learn to address the topic at hand, kind of like I was talking with the children, those arguments will turn into discussions. So an example could be my wife telling me that I need to quit golfing because I'm spending too much money, and we're racking up money on the credit card. So when she tells me that, I could come back and say, well, how about we talk about your shopping problem instead of my golf problem? That's not what she said, you know. Instead of answering her question, discussing it, and not arguing, I decided to use the red herring technique, which does nothing. Once again, using the red herring for me, it turns things into an argument instead of a discussion. Discussions are always better than arguments. People are happier. And then the topic gets addressed and figured out right then and there. You don't try getting around it. So now that you've heard a little bit about how the red herring technique is used in politics, how children use it, how it's used in relationships, maybe you'll recognize when you use it and try not to. Thank you.